sure she's fine. But at the record house or the driving show, she's always ready to rock and roll in blue jeans and boy, sure she's mine. Well, in blue jeans and boy, sure she's tough. When we kiss her, she never gets enough. She's sweet 16, a teenage queen, the finest chick you've ever seen. In blue jeans and boy, sure she's mine. Well, all the guys wanna take her out, but it just can't be done. She tells all the guys that I'm the only one. Oh, in blue jeans and boy, sure she's a top. When she'll feel on a fine, she likes it raw. She likes to hear well the sax when they do a buzzer. In blue jeans and boy, sure she's mine. Take her out, but it just can't be done. So tell all the guys that have, well, I'm the only one. Oh, in blue jeans and boy shirt, she's tough. When she's a feeling of fine, she likes to rock. She likes to hear well the sax when they do. There's nothing like in blue jeans and boy shirt, she's mine.
I've been a huge fan of Glen Glenn for as long as I can remember. I think it goes back to when I was probably 11, 12 years old, and I first heard the Ace Records compilation LP called Hollywood Rock and Roll. There were several Glen Glenn tracks on there, and just beautifully recorded, expertly performed. Glenn's had such a beautiful voice, perfect rockabilly voice in many ways. And then of course you get over the initial excitement of those records, which never really leaves you, if I'm honest. They're still as exciting now to me as when I first heard them, but then you find out a little bit of the history of them. And then when I discovered that they were recorded at Gold Star Studios, which was the studio that Eddie Cochran used, that Gary Lambert, that played guitar for Glen Glenn, was a friend of Eddie's, as was Glenn. And then to top it off, you've got Guybo, Connie Guybo Smith, playing double bass for Glen Glenn. Of course, Connie was Eddie's bass player on most of his sessions. So, tremendous amount of similarities there, which just doesn't make the songs any better, knowing all of that little information, but it certainly adds to the story, if you like, and the mystique of it all, I guess. I've been very fortunate to meet Glen Glenn on a couple of occasions over the years. The first time was in '92 when I was working with the Kelly Four, and we recorded an album in West Covina, and after the album had been recorded, we had a party. Various members of the Cochran family were there. Mrs. Cochran, Eddie's surviving brother and sisters were there with their husbands and wives, and Connie Guybo Smith was there, and Glen Glenn was there. And to meet Glenn was just absolutely wonderful. I was able to tell him what a huge fan I was of his, and how much of an influence his music has been to me, personally, over the years. And over the years I've had a go at a number of his songs. Everybody's Moving used to be in the set. I think we used to do Would Ya. And nowadays the song that we perform in the set is Blue Jeans and a Boy's Shirt. The reason why I love this song so much, well, there's many reasons why I love it. It's extremely exciting. It's a brilliant track. It really is. But it's just got such a devastating guitar solo in it. Now, again, my disclaimer, which I like to throw out there from time to time, is that I never really try and spend much time learning original solos note for note. I just come up with my own versions of them. They're usually going to be pretty close, but they're going to be my versions of a solo, and this is no different. I think I've captured the essence of it, the excitement of it, if you like, but it's not quite 100% note for note. Maybe one of these days I'll sit and work it out, but I'm really happy with my version of it, if you like. Such an exciting song, and again the solo was played by Gary Lambert, a great guitar player, really great guitar player, and a really nice guy. So sadly no longer with us, but he played a Gretsch 6120, and so I'm going to show you this solo as I play it, and then I'll talk about it a little bit in depth. Okay, so the first part that I threw in there is pretty much the intro of the song. As I remember, the song starts with this little bass riff here. We're in the key of A, it's a 12 bar, so we start really with our little finger on the A string, 7th fret, lifting it up. Our index finger is on the same string but on the 5th fret. Little finger then moves over to the bottom E on the 8th fret. And we finish that little riff with our index finger on the 5th fret on the bottom E. And then we go over to the top E, B strings, 5th fret, index finger pressing down on both, and our little finger reaches over to the 8th fret on the same two strings, and we just bounce up and down. So you're leading with your index finger. Play it whichever rhythm that you want to put in, because I think it chops and changes as the song goes on. So let's look at the solo. The first part, index finger, is going to be on the B string on the 8th fret. Your middle finger is going to be on the string across from it on the 3rd string on the 9th fret. And I'm keeping the top E string open, and I'm just bending slightly on the strings, just bending, just to give it that little bit of added excitement. That's how I play it. I'm not sure if it's like that on the original or not. Difficult to tell with all the echo that's on there, but that's how I do it to add to the excitement, if you like. So that's the first part, that's your intro to the solo. And what an intro. Now you're just going to slide well, you're not actually going to do that. You're not going to slide, but your fingers are going to slide up to this position. So it's a kind of an abbreviation of the F chord. So you're going to start here. And you're going to end that part with your fingers still in the same position, but just 1, 2, 3rd fret down. And there's 2 ways you can play this. You can play the F chord and use your little finger to go, which is a little bit difficult if I'm honest. So what I tend to do is just ignore the F shape and just keep my index finger, middle finger where it is, and I use my ring finger to bounce from the 3rd string on the 7th fret on to the same fret but on the 4th string. So you end up playing an F shape. Lovely little figure that is. Do exactly the same thing again. Now we need to go to an E, because that's the pattern of the song. Now here I do this, which this is the part of the solo which I don't think is absolutely bang on, but this is how I play it. Then I go to the D, in the solo. So let's look at that. When I go to the E, I'm using my index finger to press down on the top E and the B string on the 7th fret. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing in my ring finger and I'm doing a kind of it's not quite a hammer on, but it's just lifting it up and down on the 9th fret on the B string. So with your plectrum, you're going down for the index finger and your ring finger on the B string, 1 fret apart, 7th to the 9th fret, and I'm hitting up on the top E, where your index finger is pressing down on the 7th fret. So that's the effect that you want to get. And you're doing exactly the same thing 2 frets up, 2 frets down rather, when you go to the 5th fret. So you're getting that effect, you see what I mean? And that's how you end the solo. So let's recap. And that's the solo for Blue Jeans and a Boy Shirt. Hope you enjoyed it.